Hi there, Stoney fam. Welcome back to another episode. I appreciate you again for listening. If this is your first time listening, welcome to the sesh. So today I kind of have a bunch of stuff I want to talk about with you guys. So I'm going to try to cram in as much as I can. It's not going to be as dedicated to one or two subjects as I kind of try to keep it like lately. I kind of have a couple things that I want to talk about, but are all going to be pertaining to cannabis. So yeah. First off, I want to say I've been feeling freaking amazing the past couple of days because I have started consuming this new different form of edible that at first I was very deterred from. I didn't really want to try it just because of the fact that it is a pill. It is, of course, a cannabis form of pill, but my life and experience with growing up with dealing with medications, I don't like pills. Even if it's a freaking Tylenol, I don't like them. So, but this, I found there's actually a couple of these from this brand that they actually really help with what I need. So the one I want to talk about right now this is from the brand 1906. I really like the Go pills. They're very fast acting. They have an onset of about 20 minutes. I find that when I need some energy and I want something to alleviate my anxiety, this has actually been something that has really helped with that. With consuming these, it's very important that you swallow these and do not chew them. I didn't actually chew them, so I didn't experience what would happen if you did, but don't do it because it says not to. So, they don't just have cannabis in them. They also have caffeine in them, and and they also have CBD in them. So they're 5 milligrams of THC, 5 milligrams of CBD, and there's also some caffeine in this. The mixture of other plant-based medicines as well as the cannabis, I think, is really what gives it the extra push into giving it the desired effect. And they hit the nail on the head with that one. I find that it really helps me with what I'm looking for. And it is giving me some energy. I had a horrible night sleeping last night. For many reasons, I have terrible, terrible insomnia. So it's really good when I find something that helps me sleep, which I've found other things that help me sleep. Those do not help me sleep. But then on the other aspect, on the other flip side of the spectrum, I do need things to give me energy in the morning too, or in the afternoon, because there are nights that I don't sleep, or that I had overconsumed, or maybe many of the different reasons that I just didn't sleep well. I need something that's going to make me feel better. So yeah, I just want to share with you guys what I've been trying, and it's actually been really helpful for me. I take one every single day, and it's been really helpful the past 3 days. Another little personal update I want to give you guys. I've been working really hard on my website. It's not 100% completely done yet, but it is updated very currently to how I would like it to be for now. So if you want to check it out, link's going to be below. But yeah, there's going to be a lot more changes on that. I'm going to be giving you guys more updates on when podcasts are going to be coming out, because I feel like I've been a little bit sporadic throughout my career with this. I've been a little bit better about it now as we're going forward, but I want to be more persistent and on the ball about when I'm going to be coming out with them, and I want you guys to be prepared for when it is going to come out. As well as just some helpful updates about the Discord server. If anybody wanted to join into it, the link is also on my website, and I'll drop it below also in this video. So if you want to join, you're more than welcome. Of course, make sure you read the rules and that you're of age to be in this chat. If you are interested in joining, though, this Discord server I had made, it'll be about, I want to say it's now 2 years old. It was made right during quarantine. I had created it because I was in a very dark place and I needed somewhere to have somewhere to communicate with people. I was very lonely and I had no job and I was very bored for a little bit. So it was at first it was just a very nice, comforting unit of people. It wasn't a very big community yet. Over the years, it has now grown and it is quite big now. And to see that something that I had made that was to seek getting all these people together just to make friends and share experiences and knowledge with each other and really just connect about cannabis and other topics that we like. And it's very much heartwarming to me to see that people, not only to watch them all my friends that I've made from this grow for themselves, achieve the goals that they want to achieve, but also seeing the connections that are being grown and built between the group. And it's something very wonderful to be a part of. So if it's something that you're ever interested in making for yourself, I suggest doing so, because it is something that I really like doing. And if it's something you wanted to join, more than welcome to. And even if it's not mine, there's many of different servers that you can find that'll fit your, what you're looking for, your interests. Before I talk about what I wanted to get to talking about, I want to give a little quick shout out to the dojo. I love you guys. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of your community. Being a part of this little group that we have is something that's really been very special to me, and I appreciate and love you guys so much. And like the dojo, there's many other stoner communities that I've found that are just wonderful. And not even just communities, but also businesses too, even small ones. I want to give a nice shout out to D from Blow One Clothing. Definitely please go check that out. I will drop all the links below to all of the companies that I mentioned that aren't posted up on my website yet, but you should definitely check him out. He's an amazing artist, definitely cool dude, and you should just, go check it out. As well as my good friend Saki does a podcast as well. And if you're ever interested in just having a great vibe and want to listen to a great fucking dope podcast, check out that as well. I could honestly go on and on because there's just so many of you guys that I have connected with over the years, and some of which that are really good, not only just really creative artists or business owners. I could give shout outs for a whole video, to be honest. I might dedicate one at some point, who knows. But there will be, expect an update at some point on my website for that to be on there as well. Because I do have, right now, there is a list of brands that I like meaning only pertaining to those that like sell cannabis or cannabis accessories. I really want to put more of that into it and just kind of give a nice shout out to you guys that are not only just my close friends or just a good friend of mine, or even just somebody that I really do love their work and want to show other people about it so that they can find what I found. Because I would much rather direct my listeners, my friends, whoever's looking at my stuff to good products and good people than just crap. I'm not trying to do that, and I wouldn't want to do that for myself, so why would I do that to other people? Anyway, what I really want to talk about with you guys, we're going to smoke first, and then we're going to get into it. Also, guys, I'm smoking on right now some Dosey Pop from the Botanist. It is a very nice indica strain. I really like this one. It makes me feel very relaxed. And yeah, I know you're probably thinking, well, why are you taking a go pill to go with some indica flower? Well, I like to mix shit up. I'm weird. I don't know. And I'm feeling good either way. I'm also going to be having a coffee shortly. I'm going to go take a walk and go get myself a nice coffee because it is a nice day out. And I feel like I'm just going to take the dog with me. Go take a nice walk, get a coffee. I'm feeling good. Anyway, who cares about that? Let's talk about what I want to talk about. So, cannabis. Why is it still being stigmatized in television? You name it. There are a lot of people that are still very ignorant when it comes to that topic. And there's still many places that still have cannabis illegal. So it's very hard for people that live there that don't agree with that to speak up at all about their opinions on cannabis unless they agree with it. So I feel like I want to do my part with being in a state that's legal and I have the ability to use my freedom of speech. I'm going to do so. I don't think that it's fair. I think that we all should be able to have access to this plant that is not harmful to nobody, and there should be a better system in place for how we do something like this, how we set up the regulations, how we set up all of these things that we have going in different states right now that are legalized, that do have medical, recreational, all of that stuff. Figure out a better system for having it nationally, everywhere. I think that would be a better solution. It can be scrutinized a lot when people talk about cannabis, when they speak an opinion that is not shared with everyone else. But you only live once. You know, this is my life, this is my opinion, and I feel like I have the right to share so. And I think a lot of people can agree with that. I'm sure a lot of people will agree that it should not be the way that it is. So when I say it's stigmatized still, I really do agree that it's still kind of stigmatized. Like when you watch movies, TV shows, people that consume cannabis, they make them seem dumb. Honestly, for better lack of words, they seem dumbed down. They seem very spacey. Their eyes are 100% all the time, usually red, which that doesn't always happen to everyone. I'm a perfect example of that. I never get red eyes. I always wanted to. I envied people that did. I believe I did once my entire life. And I never had red eyes again. I've had glossy eyes Sure, I've had my eyes more, squinted, but no, never any red eyes. Wish I had that. But they kind of do that a lot with television and cartoons and stuff like that when they base it around someone being high, smoking pot. They always make them have the munchies. Now, how is that always possible? If you're consuming, say for instance, for example, you're smoking something with a high content of, like, say the dominant terpene in it is humanoline. That terpene is going to make you not want to eat much. It's an appetite suppressant. So how could you have the munchies? Maybe you could. It is possible. Everyone is different, but that is very unlikely. So it's not very accurate how they portray it. I know that's easier said than done with everything when they try to portray in television and in the media, but I feel like if it's going to be something that we've already now established in other states, like my own, that is now also medicine and can be used recreationally and medically, it shouldn't be seen and portrayed as like that, as a joke. But of course, I do find the humor that they put out funny. Like, I'm not trying to be that guy, but I do want to point out some of these things that I've noticed, because I feel like things should be a little bit different in a way, and they're not. And yeah, for like just a quick example that I have off the top of my head, since I was just recently watching this show, shout out to everyone in this show, Stranger Things. I love you guys. Amazing season this year. I was not surprised that much at all that it was going to be amazing, but I was definitely blown away with how the ending came out and everything like that. I won't give away any spoilers, but speaking of Stranger Things, if you want to listen to anything related to that topic, and cannabis, obviously, that will be definitely spoken about in Saki's podcast. So please check it out in the link below. But yeah, so for example, before I do say this though, I love you guys. Sorry if it sounds like I'm being a dick by dissecting this, but I don't know if you guys can agree or not. But anyway, and by me saying this directly to the cast, I know they're not fucking listening. I doubt it. But if they ever did, I wanted to have this just to back me up. Anyway, so over the years, like I said, cannabis is still being like falsely portrayed in the media, and in Stranger Things even, the character's development from Jonathan, who had never, over the past 3 seasons, was not like he was in this season coming up. I'm not going to give away as much, I don't want to give away too much, but he's very much different in this season, and they make him seem very, very dumbed down, and it seems like it's frowned upon by his whole entire family. His girlfriend doesn't know about it. It's a very taboo thing still. I mean, of course, that show is based on being in the 80s, late 80s, so it makes sense that that's how they're thinking of things back then. But I do just feel like it's shitty that they didn't try to make it a little bit different. But I will say, I feel like there is a defense to the flip side of what I just said, kind of contradicting that. They made Argyle's character kind of in a similar way. He's kind of like dumbed down, and he'll have like the accidental genius moments, like, you know, they do that in all kinds of movies or shows, where they'll have like, they'll be really high, but they'll come up with something, or they'll figure something out that's like the equation, like the answer to all of whatever's going on, and you know, whatever's going on. And it's usually just shrugged along, and like they don't take it as like, oh, you're really smart. Like they usually like take it about like it's the weed or something, or whatever the case may be, or they just don't even, they braze up off of it and just move on with the storyline. I feel like there are some strains that can amplify your, not intelligence per se, because that's not, but it can definitely for sure make you more focused. There are strains that can do that. There are ways of making you focus more and think clearly and more creatively. But of course, again, I do have to say I absolutely loved that show, and it was just amazing all around. I don't even know how else to say it. Like, I can't say any more about that. I loved that show. And I do definitely love both of their characters too. But that's just a recent example I could think of. There's so many more. And of course, especially when there was all of those commercials going out many years ago of, you know, the